throwing it up to see what we can do. So, and because funny enough, it's like it was interesting. I did want them to come because see to expand on it because I said the other guy. I guess kind of they're all three kind of like work together, but like literally, like they're like some of my ideas or some things to talk to other people. They said like they're also talking about doing or like they have done or like whatever. But it's like and I guess I can expand on that as well, which is kind of why I wanted.
Yeah, I hope they do come.
But
it's all good.
So like, yeah.
Were they busy?
Yeah, because they're working on it.
One is launching and the other two didn't respond.
Like, well, I guess like one that they're all working together. Like so, like those two dudes, the 2 younger dudes,
yeah.
To do.
If they're launching, they're launching together. Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Well, we'll just set up a meeting for next week. See.
Yeah.
The launch is on Friday, right?
Sometime.
Yeah.
I think I said something like that. So the first idea was like basically creating a website that can create a website for a business, upload their information to Google and to a Google Search Console, upload them, create a pixel for them, pretty much do all their digital marketing for them, and like in a couple clicks. So it's like said like, all right, I have X business, all right, I have a restaurant. I have a restaurant in this location. I need a website. Or actually, I have a website. I need to put myself on the internet.
I saw it like that. They could make it a one-click type.
Yeah, so that's what
that.
So like I said, like
yeah.
So the idea is like, all right, it takes in the information about your business, some of the details, and then it gives you like it return like, all right, please upload these pictures, and then what kind of colors do you like, or like say if they didn't already provide that information, right? So pretty much like taking a survey of a business, having them give the website some information.
I like that,
and then having it pretty much do what all right, so like, which is why I said this is the part where like said that they were working up with, or they had businesses doing this for like people in Myanmar, whereas like, or like I said, they didn't coach you. Either way, being able to say like, so like my one of the things I'm doing for people would be to, oh yeah, you need a email list, or you need a website, you need to have your social media things made, you need to integrate your pixel into that kind of stuff, or you sell stuff online, you need your store made, plus all the items made, your inventory for it as well. So the idea was to make a website that would start with a small, like I said, the idea is like the target demographic is, like I said, I didn't hear about micro to small businesses. Basically, like I said, like imagine it's like one of these guys on these carts, and they would be like, hey, I need to, like, they can go on this website, say, this is where I am, this is what I sell, this is what I do, and just, now they click a button, and then they upload some pictures, and then as people see online now, they can search on Google Maps, they can search on online, and they can find their business now. And it's like I said, nothing super complicated, but it's just like, all right, well, now they have now they're online basically, instead of being completely offline.
A lot of them should be online. A lot of these carts, because they have really good stuff.
They have good stuff, and like even for some stores, like for me searching on Google Maps,
you won't find most of the stores.
You won't find most of anything over it. So it's just like, I meant to say this, like, and for most of the major platforms, if you said if you can have it integrate those things for these people, I think that'd be something
That's
easy.
solid, bro.
That'd be something easy,
Yeah.
something that people could just get on board with. They're like, all right, yeah. It's like, all right, I don't want to, because I think it says that the people I'm targeting with this small micro businesses
Yeah.
that don't have the money or the want to hire somebody to do these kinds of things. Because there's a lot of people who they can have the money, but they still don't want to spend the money on hiring a developer or hiring somebody to do, or hiring somebody who does digital marketing for them.
So basically, you take a photo, write some text, and then can interact with like social media.
So that's the part where it's like I said, I think social media may be a step too far, but it's more so like Google Maps,
building them a site, Google Maps, and
then
how to contact them. Even you know what a feature that I feel like is slept on by Google, well, by people using Google services, Google My Business, is this chat functionality. I've only seen it in Thailand used, honestly, where you can message. Like there's literally call. Yeah, it's literally call, Google Maps location and then message the owner or contact. And you message in there and it'll have a whole chat window that's sending them SMS back and forth or, connecting with someone. And I'm like, holy crap, like this is like, it sounds simple, but it's such a big game changer.
Get that. You could have AI bot be the first line of contact where it's like. And actually, I was thinking about the AI bot needed. I feel like an AI bot is needed for a lot of these things, right? Because, and by AI bot I mean one that's physically going to call you, like a call you to pick up. Because in my experience, every time you let someone use a website builder, they do the shittiest job. They'll answer things like that's what I said. That's why I want it to be the fact that like they give the site this is like what I imagine, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
And then it creates like previews like, all right, this is which site do you want?
What style do you want? Yeah.
And you click, all right, this is more my style. Like based off what you said, this is more my style. I like these colors, I like how this looks.
Yeah.
Then it builds off that.
Yeah.
And then then it has your site. Then it has your logo, your branding, like stuff like that. Like digital marketing is
it's like digital marketing on speed.
Yes.
So basically, you have the street food vendor here. He wants to make it accessible that day and easier on Google Maps.
Yeah.
And if they gave stupid answers, too short, because they just wanted to skip through the whole thing, maybe have the bot call them back and be like, hey, we noticed to start this process.
That's part of like, it should be, I think we said, like, I like what you said before, it's like making it the UI, we're targeting this UI for people who aren't super tech savvy.
Right.
So it's like, so it should be extremely easy, let them stop and save their progress, but they have to give us this information to move forward.
Okay.
And that's just it, like, because there's so many people who need it, we don't have to worry about each sale. It's more so like volume. Like you'll have volume. It's like all right, we have these businesses. We're gonna have these people come up and make this stuff for us.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
That's just it. Like, so they said that this is more so like digital barrier, that problem solve like barriers to digital marketing. Where it's it's more of a it's not like super complex, but it's more complex than people are willing to like invest in.
Right.
So so that's where it's like so it's a digital marketing platform. They're like digital launch, digital launch platform.
I like that. That's really strong, man. I like that.
So,
and it's really needed. Even like I think Google needs that.
It's like you think
there's just so many companies here in Thailand have poor online existence or none. And there was another aspect to it I'm trying to remember.
And there's another thing. It's like for this the thing that I think I like about this, and this get into more strategy stuff, is the fact that there's a lot of different tools, and I think if you guys saw like some of these sponsors that are part of the competition, like they have like a payment processor sponsor and there's all this other stuff.
Yeah. My
goal would be like to see like one way to make money, which is like my specialty is being creative and this kind of stuff, is using affiliates. So as you create these sites, that you have these people sign up. It'll sign these people up for certain services automatically and have it manage it for them there. So like let's just use Stripe because you
Yeah.
know everybody knows what Stripe is. So like, as we make somebody a website, it's an e-commerce website. They can buy things online. So we make them they become one of our affiliates for Stripe, which Stripe gives us a kickback for how much they're using their platform as well.
It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
So
Because even like for me, it pisses me off, but I'm just been playing with setting up WordPress instances, and just installing some themes come with so much like partnership questions. Like they sneakily sign you up for other services. It's kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
I think it works. Like it's annoying, but it's not in your face.
and that's
like,
that's where it's like being very I said like transparency. I think is
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
good thing. Making sure that we have like people know
Yeah,
what's going on. It's like, hey,
and knowing that it's an extra piece of the service as opposed
yeah,
to
it's like because it's like all right, hey, we don't do this is that. This is how your payment can be handled. This is going to be how your so this is who this is who this is where you're getting your domain from. Because that was another one.
Yeah,
they have a domain sponsor. It was like all right, hey. You're buying your domain from this place, and that's what it's like. People just like taking people through the steps. So it's like they don't because if they had to choose, that's the biggest thing, which I like really the market edge that I came up with when doing the consulting brainstorming. It's the fact that people don't. There's too many tools.
Yeah.
People do not know which ones.
they don't
which tools
yeah,
to use.
and they don't want to think about it too much.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know which tools to
It
trust.
pisses them off to think about it too much.
Yeah. So it's like there's too many tools to connect all this stuff. So it's like, you know, one of my bigger things where it's like we're just going to look at all the tools, synthesize the things that I trust, and
Yeah.
figure out like, all right, these are the 4 tools I'll recommend for payment processing for various different reasons. And then most of these tools have affiliate bonuses for doing these kind of things. So it's like, hey,
That makes sense.
you have a client, based off your project, Stripe, boom. And then that's it. Now they're using Stripe. They're getting money. Stripe's getting money, and then we get a bonus. Which is from having them use their business.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes sense. I like that. Yeah.
The next one goes the products,
It's a solid
which
thought.
goes into like it's funny like I forgot which we were talking about books a lot, and it's like same thing with the music thing. Where's like
The books one was kind of an expansion of the Web3 idea that these guys are doing.
basically, and it's funny because it's like
Okay.
the idea pretty much plays off in the fact that honestly the same thing. Going old and website. So I guess like the alternative to what I'm thinking is not necessarily a Web3 tokenized aspect, but it's like micro apps. Kind of like what you were talking about with your medical thing, where it's like, all right, you need to make a book cover. You can describe your book, give some context, and then it can like generate some.
Breaking it apart as opposed to making an all-in-one type solution.
So yeah, and there's a part where like you can use different part pieces that you don't. You can focus on different parts that you need, and then like maybe create a project, and then it's like, hey, I only need this part. So like, and that's what you get. Or you can go through each process. But this one is focusing on publishing books because like somebody talked to me about an idea like that, where it's like, hey, there's 2 things. They need to be able to make book covers, and they want to know which book covers work. So that's kind of like a double-edged. It's kind of like
And then we can have like a high conversion guide, like what do people typically want, what works well for specific types of books.
Yeah, that's where I was like said. Honestly, I think it's like that could either be deep research data, or the other aspect of it could do like Amazon turn, I forget what their thing is, but if you can track people to like, hey, what kind of feed them like have people feed data to like, hey, what kind of styles do you like? I honestly I kind of feel like it's kind of. I feel like the market research are already out there that can probably be accessed already in terms of these kind of stuff. But his idea with the guy was talking to me about, he's like, all right, well, let your audience. I think he said let your audience vote for it.
Yeah.
That'd be like.
That could be interesting, man. Like basically you would plug it into their newsletter maybe.
Yeah.
It does a survey of something. Hey, we're working on this book. We would love our community feedback. What do you think of these stuff?
Publishing, community integration.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, because I could see that being the future where everything is more democratized. Like you need your community's opinion on things, and it helps them feel like they're part of the process.
Yeah, that's very big.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
if you feel like you had a part of something, you're gonna read that book no matter how shitty it is.
Right,
You're like, no, that's partly mine.
Right, this is the art. This is the art thing. And then that goes back to the Tory Lanez thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like people who invest. I think say the people who invested in the album once it launched.
Yeah.
They start making money as well. So it said like if you could be a part of, if you could be in a community of book publisher, art, maybe like a part of like an author's like Discord mod, like a Discord mod for an author.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, like you're contributing to this author, and if it takes and they publish it, it takes off, and if you get a rev share, which it goes back to some of the strategy stuff, because I'm very big on marketplaces personally. I think it's like the best way, I think the best idea that we could ever come up with in a way to get other people to make money.
Yeah.
And you should hosting the platform, either subscriptions or like I think honestly taking it to like a small percent is probably the best way. But yeah, that's the biggest thing is like saying getting people involved. You get users, they're making money, but you're making money because they're making money. So then it's like as long as you're just like making sure that things don't break, and you just like even improve it just like ever so slightly every time. It's like everybody just gets happier. So that's what I said.
That's true.
I'm very excited. I'm very community oriented, especially moving forward.
That's true.
But yeah, so like
one of the things I wanted to talk about real quick is I don't know if you're talking like I'm just talking about this fits for everything, for audio and the books and the thing. For me, the Web3 portion fits into two different places. Obviously, the security part of it is great, but if we start using things like IPFS and just blockchain style storage, interplanetary file system.
I do that. That's like when I did research that stuff, I remember that it's like one of the systems being like on a satellite.
Yeah. Well, no, that I wish that was the case for this one. This one is more blockchain based. This is more like it lives on, say, the Bitcoin ledger. But the idea being, once you upload something up there, it's permanently up there and accessible to everyone. And then you can tokenize the access, right? Or give unique URIs for it to let everyone access it as they make purchases.
Explain that a little bit more.
Like everyone, essentially, you can forego the whole storage cost by putting it on some sort of blockchain ledger. Say like you did an inscription inside of some coin, like Bitcoin or something. So now your asset is up there, and then since you can still control access to it, you can tokenize the asset. Tokenizing is the wrong word. You can use URIs, unique URLs, essentially, that are super unique to every person, and have them access it that way.
Alright, so you're saying that you can still whitelist people,
essentially whitelisting the users that pay to access that file.
Alright, so
I'm not sure how well that's going to work because they can still circumvent your system by just sharing the URI that they got, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's always going to be something that always happens. Just like trying to figure out like how to Netflix deals with that all the time. It's like how do you stop people from
sharing this shit from
how do you stop from one person having one account on Netflix and the entire world using it?
Yeah.
So I said those are like challenges that can come in terms of scale, but in terms of, I think it's like when it comes to like the music and stuff, it's less so about like because like people pirate and stream all the time, but it's more so like I said, people buy things. Like why do people spend money? Like and people who are going to spend people spend money all the time on that right? But when it comes to like something they care about, people are willing to support like people.
Yeah.
So like you have an artist, you have an author.
Right.
And it's like most people are not popular enough to be like torrenting